Part 3, Chapter 1 of Canada's 100 Days. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by James O'Connor. Canada's 100 Days by John Livesay. Part 3, Chapter 1, Confronting the Canal du Nord. There comes a time when the spent athlete, having passed his goal, throws himself panting on the ground and relaxes his strained muscles. His heart labors visibly under his bared chest. Thus the Canadian Corps, after 9 days' intense fighting, culminating in the capture of the Drocourt-Queant line, abandoned itself to rest. But it is a rest of a comparative kind only. The cessation of hand-to-hand fighting, but not relief from the perils of war. We have fought our way into this watery triangle, or one should rather say peninsula, formed by the flooded area of the Canal du Nord on the east and the Sensee and its marshes on the north. On the east we have settled down to sniping raids and local shoots, and the enemy is equally active. On the north he holds the entire country south and southwest of Douai to the borders of Roux, Gavrelle and Oppy. For here his great system of defense is still intact, and the British line is hardly advanced from where it lay on Aug. 26. Our troops holding the line have a lively time and have to improvise both defense and shelter. Daring things are done in the way of reconnaissance, and Canadian Engineers in particular spend the day and night crawling on their bellies along the canal side, exploring for practical crossings or flying low over its course, careless of death. But relatively few troops are actually in the line, because the position is one of great natural strength and the enemy is in no mood to attack in force. Exposed as they are, lying out for the most part in the open, our troops in the line have a bad time of it. The 2nd. Canadian Division is in line on the right, from Inchy to the Arras Cambrai road, and from there north the line is held by the 3rd. Canadian Division. Casualties are heavy. Thus the 6th. Brigade has been in the line from September 6 to 16. The 31st. and 27th. Battalions, and the latter had 75 casualties in that period, the loss of the former being even heavier, with a number of men gassed. The character of the fighting is well illustrated by the following extract from the narrative of the 4th. Brigade, whose command was here taken over by Brig. General G. E. McCuaig, Brig. General R. Rennie having been appointed to a command at Bramshott. "The 2nd. Canadian Division was held up at the Canal du Nord, with the enemy patrols on the near western side. The troops then settled down to the work of building a main line of resistance. The possession of Inchy and Moeuvres was still in dispute, and a counter attack was possible from that direction. On Sept. 12 13 the 4th. Brigade relieved the 6th. Brigade in the front line. The occupied line extended from a few hundred yards north of the Arras Cambrai road along the Canal du Nord to the lock, just north of Inchy. It was about 2 miles in length, and there were practically no trenches. Rifle pits and shelters had been made by the other troops, but these were very meagre and unconnected. There could be no movement from one pit to another during the day. The enemy machine and field guns were very busy, and for a while the troops suffered heavily, despite the splendid camouflaging of their positions with boughs and other covering. The first task was to build a support line. This was sited on top of the ridge in front of the Buissy Switch. Large working parties from both reserve and support battalions were engaged on this every night, under direction of the Engineers. When this support line was finished, a front line was begun, a section being built at a time. It was a period of dangerous and difficult work by night and for lying low by day. There were several fierce patrol encounters by night around Barral Wood,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?